Hi, this is Genevieve Stafford Jack. Welcome back to my channel. Today's question is generally asked in a classroom where a number of people will ask, so what happens if the deal falls through? It doesn't go through to success where you want it to go. What do we do with that? So that's what I'll be answering today. So if you stand till the end of the video, you're going to hear a story behind that because I've had deals that didn't go through, as well as how I overcame them and what you could do going forward in your property investing journey. So, what happens when a deal falls through? I'm a sourcing agent, so I'm always in the ground looking for certain deals and I'm doing the dirty work, so to speak. I'm finding the opportunities, doing the due diligence, which is the research about that particular area, about what's happening there. I'm putting the deal together, doing the negotiations, taking a contractor out to give me an invoice of some sort on what would the renovation look like. So literally when I say doing the dirty work, yeah, I'm doing the dirty work. And so when I got into property investing, I started with no money. So I had no option but to start with doing the dirty work. And I actually, over time, found a lot of joy in doing that because I'm very much a people's person, learning about people, yada, yada. So I get this deal. It's a sure deal. I go through all my investors that I've spoken to before or have told me this is what they're looking for, and they know I'm a sourcing agent. So I've gone through this list of them, spoken to all of them, and somewhere along the line, this one is interested, kind of not interested. So I got a lot of mixed feedback, but ultimately, of all the people that I had on my list that were looking for this sort of thing, had some reason, shape, form, or manner not to continue with the deal. I was okay with that. Why? Because I was quite certain that whether the loan to value for this particular opportunity was at 80% or 100%, the person that is going to go through with this deal is going to make cha-ching. So in that, my plight, I go and I find more investors. Fortunately, in last year, we were not in this pandemic. So I'd also gone to spaces like SAPIN, which is SA, Property Investors Network, and I would network with people to understand what are they looking for. I would go to other networking events like another one that's called Epic, also in property investing, people that have gone through the property investing education. So I knew what I was dealing with because as a sourcing agent, I want to know that you have done property investing education 1. 2, you've had a measure of coaching so that you actually know how to do even your numbers and do due diligence. Because as a sourcing agent, you may have all your ducks in a row for the way you envision stuff, but it's only the investor that will know their circumstance as to how they're going to go about financing a deal. So to one investor, the deal may be golden. To another investor, the deal may be, I'm not going there. So you have to deal with these variables. So I did that. Eventually, after all sorts of wonderfulness, I have found an investor. And the investor came through with me. It was bucketing outside. It was raining. They saw the gutters are falling apart. They saw all the crazy stuff that I highlighted in this particular proposal. And so they were excited. Oh, Jen, this is what you said. Oh, this is what you said. They did what they needed to do. It was promising. Everything was on track. Then they signed the offer to purchase. All things started happening. They went into finance. And guess what? 26th of March happened, hard lockdown, and at this point there was this particular proposal at the financing house, which was Tough. Tough was going to finance this deal. I will put Tough's website address somewhere on the video. And so Tough was going to be financing the deal. And well, level 5, level 4, and the beginning of level 3 was on the 1st of June. So this is why I said it's fairly new hoons, but I like to bring my most recent information into a video and an illustration when I'm talking about property investing. So nonetheless, come the 1st of June, things are ignited again. There's light. And so I call up my investor and I say, it's the 3rd of June, it's the 1st of June. How's things looking on your end? Please let me know when you've picked up on the process, yada, yada. The long and short of that story, Tough was no longer financing. They're not financing until September. And so that property investor said, well, I'm not going to go with anybody else to finance this deal. So the deal fell through. And that moment you feel like all that work, all that work. But nonetheless, because I am the investor that I am, what did I need to do? Pull up my big girl panties, eat some chocolate, drink some wine. No, just kidding. Literally just pull up my big girl panties and deal with what life threw me. So all I needed to do was start re-engaging on that particular deal, on who's interested and. But notwithstanding, during lockdown period, it was complicated in our household. We've got 2 kids. My daughter's 5, my son is 12. So we're busy with projects. We're busy with online school. We trying to keep a 5-year-old entertained until her brother is done with his work and they play and so my time also just became super limited because life also changed in our household where my helper's family was not feeling well. She had to go. And then when she went, that meant a whole lot of cleaning and a lot of other responsibilities had to be shared amongst us in the household. So things escalated during that time and therefore slowed down. But what is interesting in the world of property investing is that I learned that I need to have a pipeline. And that was something that I've always had for a very, very long time, a pipeline. So if one deal falls through and it doesn't quite come up to promise as it initially showed, that I don't have to sit on my pity pot and cry thinking, my deal has gone. Well, I could for 5 minutes. But because I've got this pipeline, I've decided I can't sit around that bonfire. I can't be crying. I can't be too long. I just need to, like I said, pull up my big girl panties and deal with that ish. So I want to find out from you. If the video has been helpful so far, have you clicked on the subscribe button? Have you clicked on the like for this particular video? I would love that you interact with me and also throw for me in the comments below. Have you been in this situation when your deal went for pear-shaped and it fell through and you thought to yourself, all that hard work, what does it look like for you in your space? That was one story. The second story is very, very short. What happens when the investor pulls out of the deal very early after making commitments? You see, what's interesting about an offer to purchase is that there's suspensive conditions. The suspensive conditions, I had an investor write out their suspensive conditions, and parts of me felt like, why? Because I understood. Yes, you need to have your exit strategies, but these exit strategies just were a little bit much for me. So fine, in terms of the property, if they pulled out, they clear. All good. But in terms of me as a sourcing agent, what I found is that some property investors are worth the assault. Others are trying, but there's also others that are full of fear. And I needed to also give others a break around me. Even though I'm bold and brazen, I've made multiple mistakes, so many mistakes. The golden part is the golden rule from making mistakes is that you learn from them. So I trust that this video has been awesome for you. Again, if you haven't subscribed, click on the subscribe button. What are you waiting for, baby? I'll see you in the next episode.